Hi. So a while ago, my friend and I were sitting in my dorm room and talking about life, how our future was going to look like, how wealth works, and how relationships look like, and what the future really had in store for us. And we were just chilling out, and it was pretty amazing and stuff till it started raining outside. And my friend, you see, he's a naturally extrovert and he likes adventures and stuff, and so he wanted to go out on an adventure. And naturally he offered me to do the same. He said something like, yeah, man, it's raining outside, let's hop on a scooter, maybe just rent a car and go outside, have some fun. And my response to that, it was no. And no, it's not something like, bro, it's not like I don't like getting wet. I love getting wet. Wet. Okay, that's kind of sus. But I like the rain on my body. How I like how it feels. And yeah, it's the reason I said no was because I just wanted to watch another YouTube video, and I wanted to feel depressed till I went to sleep. Hey bro, just so you can trust me, studied, I've spent months doing that. I've spent months studying I've spent months learning about online millionaires like Charlie Morgan, Alex Hormozy, Sam Owens, uh, Luke Belmar, Andrew Tate. That's like five of them already. And I found out the changes that they made to themselves and exactly how they did that, using which they got to the point that they are at. They became millionaires and how they think like millionaires. And in this video I'll be giving you two mental frameworks using which you can change your beliefs to align with their beliefs. And trust me, after watching this video, you will never feel incapable ever again. Every single human accumulates beliefs as they grow up. The beliefs are a result of experience that they went through, in life. And this perception of experience is based on five layers, which is beliefs lead to thoughts, thoughts lead to emotions, emotions lead to actions, and actions leads to thoughts again, and the cycle continues. And if you've watched one of my previous videos, I talked about this, and I it's not like a lot of people who watch that video, still stuck on maybe not even 100 views, but yeah. uh, I talked about how thoughts lead to emotions, and so whenever we feel something, we tend to take action. And how do we get that feeling? We get that feeling from thoughts. So thoughts lead to feeling, and feeling leads to action. However, what the trigger is, there is a trigger to this whole cycle, and it's called belief. A belief triggers this entire cycle of action. And that is, if one has a fundamental belief, they have thoughts related to that belief. And since we know this, now we know that a trigger, when cut off, it naturally leaves the cycle to die. That means if the belief is cut off, the cycle of thoughts due to belief, which led to an emotion and ultimately action, will change. Now that we have that in the clear, you already know what an identity is. In Charlie Morgan's definition, an identity is multiple beliefs just crunched up together. And this means that the reason you do anything is because your identity is shaped up in a certain way. When you see things, so for example, when you see people talk about certain things, or when you hear something, you tend to overhear a conversation about a particular topic. You, what do you do then? Yeah, so you start forming beliefs about those certain things, right? And for example, I can give you an example. A good example is, yeah, so back in sixth grade, I think, I heard from a lot of adults, including my parents, that if I got good at academics, I would naturally get good at everything else. And I believed that, because our parents are always right, man. So we should always believe them. And yeah, I believe that if I got good at academics, I'd naturally be good at sports and, wealth. I'd have a lot of wealth coming, I'd be famous and stuff. Like I'd get all of these bars checked if I got an A plus in maths. And yeah, that was an identity of mine. So yeah, therefore to this applies everywhere, right? So whenever you hear something about business, you tend to believe, and you may create a belief about it. And those a lot of these beliefs about business and about how you can get fit really quick in 2 months, and all random rumors and beliefs, all of these just combine to create an identity. And this means that the reason you do anything is because your identity is shaped up in a certain way when you saw things with people and you heard what people were saying about certain things. And therefore, similarly, to grow your online business, to get more leads and make the quality of your service better, you need to associate the right beliefs with the right things. And the same thing goes for quitting habits. Yeah, bad habits like porn, social media. You need to create better beliefs around them. And so I have these magical, amazing two mental frameworks that will help you do this. And one of these is called the best of worlds. So what exactly to do in this best of world framework? So what you do over here is that you create the identity that you already have. You put it in front of you, right? So you take an identity and you keep the pros and you eliminate the cons. Keep the pros and then you eliminate the cons. You remove the cons. How do you do that? Well, first of all, you're trying to optimize your game avatar, so you should be willing to do that. You should be willing to remove cons. But on the other hand, how to do this is that you have to use the inverse method, which is that you take the belief that you have and then you say the inverse of it. And you use reasoning or the 5 whys framework to justify that belief and instill it inside of yourself. So for example, a lot of people say that I have ADHD. A lot of people believe that they have ADHD, although they don't. There is like literally zero proof that they have ADHD, but they still believe that. And so if you think that, all you have to do is say, I have ADHD. And take the inverse of it, say, I don't have ADHD. And then you use the 5 whys framework. How do you do that? Well, I don't have ADHD. Why don't I have ADHD? Well, it's because I only heard in an Andrew Tate short, or not Andrew Tate, maybe some other YouTube short, that people like this, people with high energy and with a lot of curiosity and creativity, they tend to have ADHD. And so I associated myself with ADHD, thinking that okay, I am creative and I'm highly energetic and I'm very curious, so I must be having ADHD. And that's just a belief, man. So you continue. Where am I getting with this? You use the 5 whys framework, you got this reason, then you go ahead and you talk about the next why. Well, why did I think that I have ADHD? Because I'm curious, creative, or highly energetic. Well, because it was Andrew Tate. And if Andrew Tate is saying if Andrew Tate is talking about it and he's saying it, then it must be right. And boom, you just found out the core reason. That is literally a bullshit reason. So a bullshit reason like an Andrew Tate short or reel that made you create a belief about something. And therefore, that is not therefore, that is a way that you can, just create beliefs inside of you. Using the same 5 whys framework, you can also remove beliefs. But Iyad, how do I find out the cons, or the sort of beliefs that I really need to be removing in order to make progress and just get success in my business, in my coaching, or in my consultancy? Well, what you do is that this thing, I call it the words database, and it's really just words that you need to be catching. So some of the words that you need to be deleting are I have, I must, I should, I need, I want, I try to. So words like I don't know if I want to do the work right now. I believe that I should be working right now. I feel like watching a movie. These are words that are inaction words. Like, you shouldn't be using these words, man. Just remove them out of your dictionary, because they just lead to inaction, and it's literally, there is no reason why you should be using these words. So yeah, and some more words are like, I always make mistakes. I never, forever, impossible, constantly. These words, just remove them. These are binary words. And the words you should be using instead is I will or I won't. I do or I don't. So, for example, I will do the work right now. I won't touch my phone right now. It's not like whenever you catch yourself saying something like, maybe I'll touch my phone for 5 minutes. Maybe I'll work on that online business. Maybe I'll try to uh, get more traffic. It's like, you need to be deleting those words, man. I will get more traffic or I won't get more traffic. I will record 3 YouTube videos today or I won't record 3 YouTube videos today. Right? And I do this. I don't do this. Like, do I do like sticking stuff up on my wall. I don't like sticking stuff up on my wall. Like, oh, that's kind of sus, man. Like, sticky. Oh, never mind. Yeah, but yeah, these are just some words that you need to be using. Always need to be using action words. And yeah, I'll just put a template of this word database in the in my community. You can find it in my community. Also, so for example, I'll give you a very good example right now. I used to have this thing. Wait, okay, no, I'll mention that later actually, or maybe I'll mention it now. So, labels, right? We'll talk about labels right now. Labels are things that people just kind of place on themselves. It's kind of hard to understand. Uh, a good example is, yeah. So I used to think that because I'm Indian, people won't trust me because of my accent or something like the way I speak or the way I look. Like, I used to think that people won't trust me. And that's kind of a label. Like, I'm Indian, so people won't trust me. I'm Indian, so people won't hop on calls with me. I'm Indian, so people won't be friends with me. Like, that was just a sort of label I had placed on myself. And what I thought to myself, I just thought to myself, like, okay, just a quick fit check. I'm looking good. I've been going to the gym recently. Anyways, off topic. I used to think that being Indian wouldn't allow me to do this stuff, but I was just labeling myself. And in order to fix that, what I did was I thought to myself, okay, let's just get realistic over here. Just think about this. Out of all the people in the world, there must be one person, at least one person, who must be in the exact same situation as I am right now. There must be an 18-year-old Indian kid trying to get some business done or trying to, start a YouTube channel. And he must have been successful. He must have just succeeded in his online business. And yeah, that was okay. So if he can do this, if he can succeed in this X thing, then I can succeed in this X thing as well. And yeah, that's just how you remove labels. You just think that, okay, this is the label I'm placing on myself. So for example, you could say something like, okay, I'm 14, so people will think that I'm too young to do business. That's just a label, man. That's just a label. You need to remove it. You need to think like, just think like, out of all of the people in the world, there must be at least a single 14-year-old kid who must be doing the exact same thing as I am doing right now and succeeding into it. And yeah, just like go ahead and maybe try to find them, but like, do you really need to find them? Or like, if you use this walnut brain of yours, it's not walnut, by the way, it's a pretty good brain, and everyone has a brain, everyone should be using it. Just like, think, man, there must be at least a single person. Do you really need to confirm that? There must be a single person who's in the exact same situation as you and still succeeding at that thing, which I know that you just thought of that thing right now. Yeah. And so just delete all the labels so you can readjust them to make your game avatar, and just really optimize, like keep the pros and remove the cons of your game avatar, and actually succeed, actually make progress towards your goals, and actually scale that business or get that business up and running. Just delete those labels and create these beliefs, and yeah, this is just how you can really optimize yourself and create a game avatar. uh, yeah, that's almost everything that I have for this video. I have a one-on-one coaching where I teach people how to get disciplined, and I tend to over deliver. Like, obviously I will, I'll teach them a lot of other stuff, like about entrepreneurship, and the things that I've learned about myself. Like, you can talk to me over there. Yeah, just a one-on-one coaching. That's the first link in the description. And I also have a free Discord community where, to be honest, it wasn't very active. It still isn't active, but yeah, I've started doing some activity in there. I've started putting some sauce, some templates and stuff, which I think you'll like if you press the second link in the description. I hope you found this video valuable, man. Like, it's a 17-minute video. I'm not sure if you even made it to the end, man. I guarantee, man, this stuff is so life changing. Like, I'm so passionate about this, but yeah, it's like, just use this information, man. It'll really help you, and you just try watching. If you want to, you can watch other videos of mine where I also talk about random topics, and I really just try to give all of my sauce in there. But yeah, my name is Yad, and I see you in the next one. Peace.